Good morning. So I have a very interesting day today. It's my annual review, the big review at my workplace. The time where you sort of see, what's going on, where your role is moving into next year, etc. Through the grapevine, I've heard half decent things, possible promotion and all that. I've got the meeting in 10 minutes. So yeah, I wanted to sort of take you guys along with me and also just document the rest of the day, give you guys an insight on what I do as current marketing exec at a trade body organisation. Alright, 2 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get nervous for work stuff. You shouldn't ever get nervous for work things. I don't think it's a useful, productive way of using your time. I don't think it's good on the mental health, but I'm actually feeling a tiny bit nervous, which makes a big change for me. I think it's more of a lack of control. It's someone else's decision. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna document the process. Not gonna share anything too juicy, but we'll catch up in a little bit. Oh. If I took the lid off. How are these men delaying my review? I don't. Hey, give me my feedback, please. What's poppin'?
Can you come back for 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Of course I can.
I did send you a message.
Oh, pro tip: don't turn your Slack notifications off on Monday morning. Lol. You know what? Since we've got a couple minutes, let's talk about what my role actually is, I suppose, and what I cover in the day-to-day happenings. One thing I've realised while editing the video is I didn't actually explain what I did as a marketing executive, so we're going to go through it here. Here are a few of the main key points that I work through as a marketing exec. There are certain things I need to help with that fall outside of my job role, like event management, for example, but those happen once in a blue moon. First of all, we've got website development and management. Pretty straightforward. We have a website. The content that goes on the website needs to be updated. The SEO of the website needs to be top notch. We do have a couple competitors that we would rather rank above. So there are practices in place to help the website be the best that it can be in terms of the content production, adding value to the content. Using search terms that we know our core user base are gonna search up, so that someone who isn't familiar with the service we offer will search a generalist search term, come across our website for the answer, and then we lead them down the customer acquisition route. Give them some free resource, give them a reason to book a sales call. So yeah, social media management is next on the list. Again, quite self-explanatory. We only actually use LinkedIn at the moment. Part of my plan moving forward in the new job role is to introduce a content strategy that does introduce platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, mostly Twitter. I don't want to stay away from. I don't think Twitter's the best place right now to grow. So yeah, general creation of assets to go on LinkedIn, photography, videography. We might take snippets from events. We might build separate content for social. It could be long form copy. It could be building the newsletter on LinkedIn, which I highly recommend you do. Which ties in nicely to the third point, content development and planning. We're taking a much more content-led approach to 2023, which ultimately means that I'm going to be building a lot more content. Ideally, this content is going to be circulating around pain points that our potential customers may have. And we need to remedy those pain points by offering value, by offering free resource, and then hooking the individual in through the sales process and eventually to end up on a sales call. Outbound email communication. So inside of the marketing exec role, I actually had full autonomy over our entire outbound communications calendar. So I ran from the ground up and built over time our outbound communication method through email, whether that was promoting events, whether that was building a client list. Every single piece of advertising we did through email, I have the sole responsibility for, which has been a fantastic experience, and it's something that is probably one of my best key areas. I've learned pretty quickly how to write a very good email for the purpose of getting people to events, for the purpose of selling something. So that has been really cool. New client acquisition is something I haven't really stepped into too much simply because my role is not really sales based. Every now and again I will come across someone, usually from inbound marketing, that comes to me first with questions, and I will do my best to answer and to facilitate a meeting with the sales team thereafter. Brand development, so this is probably the place where I've had the most success in terms of building the core structures of the brand, mostly creatively. We'll do creative production and brand development in one, I think, simply because a lot of the brand dev work I've done has been through creative means. With the help of a small creative team, I've completely rebranded, restructured some of the separate arms of our business training and our awards program, give them a really fresh feel, introduce 3D animation, introduce a different way to visualize our awards, and ultimately just made it look a lot cooler and modern, which has got some very, very good feedback. So, the challenge next year is to improve upon it. So yeah, that's some of the key areas. I think I've got some words of wisdom that I waffle on about, in the previous footage, but I'll let you crack on. So I'm just doing a lot of reflection at the minute because, 2 years ago I was working like a night shift in a supermarket, and now, we're discussing, moving me into a marketing manager position, which is levels above what I was doing a couple of years ago. So, it is a bit of a transformational moment for myself where, I'm looking back at how far I've come and all this, boring malarkey. So so yeah, I'm hoping it goes well because I don't want to be delayed any further. We try again. What's up? How we doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Cool. So, thank you very much for sending your document.
Yeah,
which,
cool.
You're on the right side of good, Martin.
It's good to hear.
I hate your moustache. I think that's shite.
What do you mean? I can't.
Oh, really?
If I shave it off, I'll look 12. You know what I mean? So.
You are certainly, since we first met, and what's happened over the last 2 years, you have aged beyond your years. So if you tell people that you're 23, they will go, bloody hell. You would thought you control yourself and you perform much better and much wiser and all the rest of it.
Apologies, the old camera died midway through the review, but yeah, that went very well. Promotion secured, big dub. Salary increase as well, which always helps. But yeah, it's a bit of a surreal experience because, 2 years ago, I was working night shift in a retail, in a shop, in retail, and now I'm marketing manager of a growing organisation. So yeah, new goals have been set. Expectations for my new role have been set as well, which is always a bit scary. But yeah, literally, I can only work through it to the best of my abilities. I felt like I have been working at a higher level than what I am currently, or what I was on for the last maybe 4 or 5 months even. So I think a promotion to senior management role within a year and a half being at the business is more than good enough. So yeah, I really couldn't be happier. I'm not the one to jump and scream about and start calling people or whatever. I'll tell people when I tell people, but you guys are the first person that knows about the official news. Obviously, the whole LinkedIn thing, promotion, blah blah blah, and farm some likes from old professional people. But yeah, I think there's only one thing to do now is walk you through a day in the life of a marketing manager, I suppose.